Every day, millions of people scroll through TikTok, chasing trends, watching lives, and sharing sounds. But buried deep inside the app are moments that shouldn't exist. Live streams that vanish mid-broadcast, sounds no one ever uploaded, and accounts that come back long after their owners are gone. Tonight, we're diving into 3 of the most terrifying TikTok encounters ever recorded. These aren't urban legends. They're real stories that people swear actually happened. And if you've ever stayed up late scrolling through TikTok, you might have already seen one without realizing it. So before we begin, make sure you're subscribed, because after watching these, you might never look at TikTok the same way again. It began with something harmless, a late night scroll through TikTok, the kind of mindless habit most people fall into before drifting to sleep. But for Mara, that night was different. While scrolling through the usual dance clips and comedy skits, she came across a live stream that stopped her thumb mid-swipe. The title read, "Help me please." There were only 3 viewers. Curious, she tapped in. The live opened to a dimly lit room, the only light coming from what looked like an old desk lamp. In the corner sat a figure, still and silent, their back turned to the camera. For a moment, Mara thought it was just some kind of performance art, or maybe a staged prank. But the longer she watched, the more wrong it felt. The person wasn't moving, not blinking, just sitting there facing the wall. The live chat was empty, no gifs, no comments. But you could faintly hear a low, distorted hum that seemed to crawl through the audio. And then the figure began to move, slowly but deliberate, turning its head just enough for the light to catch the side of its face. That's when Mara saw it, a strip of white tape across their mouth. Her heart dropped, and before she could even process what she was seeing, the live suddenly cut to black. No warning, no buffering, just gone. She stared at her screen frozen. When she tried to refresh, the account had disappeared. Profile picture, videos, everything. It was as if the stream had never existed. The next morning, she searched again, trying to remember the username. Nothing. Even her watch history showed no sign of it. It was wiped clean. That night, she opened TikTok again and began scrolling out of habit. But after just a few minutes, another live appeared, one that sent chills down her spine. The title was exactly the same, "Help me please." And the room, it was identical. The same corner, the same flickering lamp. But this time, the figure sitting in the corner was wearing her clothes. The same oversized hoodie and black leggings she was wearing at that very moment. Mara's fingers hovered over the screen as the person on camera began to turn. And when the face finally came into view, it wasn't just a random person. It was her. Her own face, staring directly into the camera with the same piece of white tape across her mouth. The live cut out again, the same sudden blackout, but this time, the screen didn't go black to the For You page. It stayed dark. For several seconds, she could see her own reflection in the blank screen, faint and shaky. Then behind her reflection, another figure slowly came into focus, completely still, watching. It started with a simple trend, one of those random TikTok sounds that suddenly shows up on everyone's For You page. No text, no original post, just strange distorted melody that people started using for short videos. But what no one realized at first was that the sound didn't exist on TikTok's library at all. The first time it appeared was on a small account. Her video was nothing unusual, just her filming her bedroom mirror while lip-syncing to the eerie slowed down tune. The caption read, "If you hear it after midnight, don't sing along." Most people assumed it was just part of the trend until they checked her comments, where every single one said the same thing. She blinked twice in the reflection. Why is her reflection still moving? Someone's behind you. Within hours, the video was taken down, but the sound didn't go away. It kept resurfacing on random accounts, usually late at night, always with the same caption, "Don't sing along." A few creators started testing it, filming themselves while playing the sound. Some even joked that the sound was haunted. but those who actually used it began reporting something strange. Their phones started ringing in the middle of the night from unknown numbers. When they answered, there was no voice, just the same distorted tune playing through the speaker. Then one night, a user named Derek decided to investigate where it came from. He reversed the audio file, slowed it down, and ran it through a spectrogram. Hidden within the frequency pattern was something he didn't expect. An image, a grainy outline of a face, eyes wide open, mouth frozen mid-screen. He posted his discovery at 3:14 a.m. and by 3:27, his video was gone, his entire account deleted. The next morning, a brand new TikTok sound started trending, and when people played it, they could hear a faint whisper buried under the melody, saying, "You shouldn't have listened." It started as a normal live stream, nothing strange, nothing out of the ordinary. A TikTok creator named James had gone live to talk to his followers while walking home from his night shift. It was around 2:40 a.m. and the live had only a few dozen viewers. He was laughing and talking about how empty the streets were, joking that it felt like a scene from a horror movie. The comments were lighthearted until someone said, "There's someone walking behind you." James turned around, showing the empty street behind him. No one was there. He laughed it off and just kept walking. A few moments later, another comment appeared. "He's closer now." James frowned, spun the camera again, and still nothing. But this time, viewers noticed something strange. The stream glitched for a second, and a shadowy figure flickered into frame before it would disappear again. He blamed it on the bad service and kept talking, but the comments kept flooding in, all saying the same thing. "He's right behind you. Don't stop walking. Run." Then the audio cut out. For a few seconds, the camera showed only James's face, confused and nervous. He mouthed something the viewers couldn't hear. Then suddenly, his phone fell to the ground and the live ended. Now, no one really thought anything of it until the next day. James's sister posted that he never made it home. Police found his phone in a ditch less than a mile from where the live ended. He was gone. No trace, no evidence of a struggle. But the part that terrified people most came 2 nights later. At exactly 2:40 a.m., the same time James had gone live before, his TikTok account started streaming again. But no one was listed as the host. The screen showed the same street completely empty, except for the faint sound of footsteps echoing somewhere in the distance. The chat began to fill instantly. Viewers typed frantically, trying to figure out if it was old footage, but the timestamp in the corner showed it was live. And then the camera started to move, slowly panning to the same ditch where his phone was found. The light flickered, and for a split second, the reflection of someone's face appeared in the puddle below. It wasn't James. Then the live cut out again, and less than an hour later, the account was gone. But every year on the same night, a few users report the same thing. A random live showing an empty road. No host, just footsteps, getting closer. 3 encounters that were never supposed to happen. A live stream that vanished in real time, a sound no one ever created, and a live feed that continued even after death. Maybe they're just coincidences, maybe they're digital ghosts, fragments of the data that refuses to disappear. Or maybe TikTok has become something far more than an app. A window that sometimes looks back at you. If you've ever seen something strange on TikTok, a live that felt wrong, a sound that shouldn't exist, a face that looked a little too familiar, make sure to leave a comment down below. I want to know what you've seen. Because one thing is for sure, somewhere out there, another TikTok live has just started. And this time, it might be watching you.